Hey guys, we are going to be doing these videos, and maybe when I look presentable and not like a homeless person, I will show my face with the webcam. But for right now, I'm just going to record my voice going through these slides. I'll try to make it sound really, really happy, but I don't know. So, you're probably wondering, oh, I have to do a warm up question. Yes, you do, but it's going to be really simple. So, how the warm up question is going to work is every day I'm going to present it on the slide. You'll have time to look at it, write it down, or whatever you want to do with it, and answer it. You can answer it after you watch the video, it doesn't matter. But you're going to create a document, and each day you're going to add in your warm up question. So, for example, your document would say, April 7th, what does separate but equal mean to you? And you would answer that question. Tomorrow, you would put a spot on that document, April 8th, okay, so on and so forth. And then on Friday, after you do that warm up question, you will turn in that document in an assignment that will be listed in Google Classroom, and that's how I will grade that for the week. So it'll be super simple. It'll be really easy to get some points for you. These videos are only 5 minutes long because I am not paying for the full subscription for unlimited. So you'll probably have more than one part, but we're in this together and just try to pay attention. All right, so there's your warm up question for 4-7. So, Chapter 9 is the civil rights and reform movement that took place in the 60s. So, this is moving on past the Cold War era that we jumped into in Chapter 8. And we're going to dive deeper into segregation, discrimination, Jim Crow laws, all of that stuff. So, to start off, we have segregation, and segregation means separating two things. So, in this case, it's separating the blacks and the whites from each other. And this was very popular in the 60s, and it was very, very popular in the South. In the North, there was racial discrimination, but in the South, it was much, much stronger. Here you see two different water fountains. You had a water fountain for the white, and you had a water fountain for the colored. These types of facilities, like the water fountains or bathrooms or anything, this was enforced by Jim Crow laws in the South. But if you recall, we've learned about Jim Crow laws before. So we're kind of just touching base on those again. So African Americans were free, they weren't slaves, and they were supposed to have been granted all the same rights as everybody else from the Reconstruction Amendments, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. But you still had people who were very, very racist and who did not want blacks drinking from the same water fountain as them. They did not want blacks going to the same movie theater or sitting at the same um, restaurant booth or anything like that. So, I mean, this existed for a long time. Um, there is two things that you need to know about racial segregation. And oh, here's a picture as well. So here you see African Americans having to sit in the back of the bus. That was a thing as well. If you were black, you had to sit in the back of the bus. If you were white, you could sit up front. It was just like a privilege or something. But who wants to sit in the front of the bus? Not me. So these are some more pictures. Like I said, you had the African American only theater. You had hotels that were only for blacks as well. So here's the two parts. You have de jure segregation, which is segregation imposed by law only. Okay. And then you have de facto segregation. That was segregation that existed only in one's mind. For example, in the North, Jim Crow laws were not enforced. So you had people who maybe just thought that they were racist, so they thought that maybe they could treat African Americans a certain way. That was just them, it wasn't by law. Now, in the South, that's where you have de jure segregation. Okay, so I posted your notes for this chapter. So if you are to print those off or if you're to look at them and you go back and watch this video,